Hey guys, Dion Taylor here. I'm recording a series of videos on 2021 Release Wave 2, and I'm also writing a series of articles on the same subject. Last week, I talked about the generic updates of 2021 Release Wave 2, and in this week's video, I'm going to talk about Dynamics 365 customer service. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything that's coming in this release. There are a few improvements for users who create and maintain knowledge articles. When you use the business process flow to go through the author, review, and publish stages, there's an update to the publish stage. When you finish the publish stage, there won't be the need to click the publish button because that publish pane, so to speak, I don't know what else to call it, will open up on the right side of the screen, making this experience obviously a lot easier. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, I'm looking here at my maintenance knowledge article that is currently not published yet, right? You can see here it needs review. So I can go ahead and review that. I can say this is approved. And then it's telling me, do you want to approve this? Okay, that's fine. We already had that functionality, but this is that updated experience, right? If I now say that I want to actually go ahead and publish this, I'm actually not going to do an expiration date. You're going to see that this is what I'm talking about, right? So previously you actually had to click that publish button, but now you can just go ahead and fill out this form and then publish directly from here. And when you open a knowledge article, you will also notice below the article content section on the form, there's now a section with additional commands where you can, click refresh, you can see all records. But the most important thing is that you can attach files here. So once you attach a file to that knowledge article, you're going to notice a few other command buttons that are going to be added. So you can select and you can sort articles as well. So obviously those commands are related to the attachments that were uploaded and attached to the article. So let's take a look at that guy as well. Let me pull up my environments here again. So this is what I'm talking about, right? So let me delete this first. I'm going to remove that. And you can see here, I can now attach files, refresh, see all records, or show this as, right, something that you have configured. So I'm going to go ahead and attach some articles. I can say I'm going to attach them for my device. So let's click on that, and that will allow you to update files from your local device. So let's just put some images in there. I'm going to go ahead and open this one image. And there you go. And now I can select, right? I can say I'm going to select one or multiple files. I can sort, I can remove them, I can download them. And that's all we have available. When agents utilize the knowledge search in Dynamics 365 customer service, they will notice some updates to the results cards. So besides being able to see whether an article is internal or external, they'll also notice that that colored status reason of the article, so whether or not it's published or in draft, etc., that's no longer going to be there. You're still going to be able to see the status reason of that article, but it's no longer in that reddish orange-ish color, and the status reason has been moved to the bottom of the results card. So I actually took a screenshot to kind of show you the difference between the older version, right, prior to Release Wave 2, And then you can see on the right-hand side what that new experience looks like, right? So on the left, you can see approved and published is in that red orangey type of color. And then you can see in the new experience, it has been moved to the bottom. And then we also have whether or not this is an internal or an external article. The last feature I want to mention regarding knowledge articles in Dynamics 365 customer service is the automatic suggestion of an article description and keywords based on the title, content, and existing keywords on the knowledge article. So this feature is not an early release, but it is currently scheduled for public preview in October of 2021. Now, the Teams integration with Dynamics 365 is going to allow for the ability to chat with contacts from Dynamics 365, but will also give users access to internal resources. So think about customer service managers and support experts. So this is actually not just going to be available in Dynamics 365 customer service, but you'll also see this in Dynamics 365 for sales, field service, etc. So we're actually going to have the ability to link and obviously unlink these Microsoft Teams chats to records. So it's kind of nice because then when you actually navigate to a record, you're going to be able to see all the chats that were related to what we're looking at over here is a case, right? So you can also see that you have access to your recent chat lists. So you see there your recent chat list, you see Devon Lane, SHQ3 sales opportunity, Bessie Cooper, etc. So those are any of those recent chats that you had using Teams. And then above there, you can see that mineral build up in water supply. That's the chat, one of the chats that's actually linked to this case. And then on the left-hand side, you actually see that conversation, right? So that you can read it, you can maybe add to it. I'm very, very, very excited about this. So this feature shows as public preview for August of 2021, but it hasn't been enabled in my instance as of yet. And that's kind of why I dug up this screenshot. So at least you have a little bit of an idea of what that would look like. Now, there's also going to be some usability improvements in the customer workspace and the omnichannel for customer service apps. So if you've read any of the release notes for 2021 Release Wave 2, or maybe if you saw my video from last week, right, about some of those generic updates for 2021 Release Wave 2, then you have heard about this new side pane that you see over here. So currently both the customer service workspace and omnichannel for customer service apps have that side pane, and that's currently called the productivity pane. That pane is going to go away. They're actually going to migrate the old pane, that productivity pane, into this new side pane going forward. And then you also might remember that prior to this update, we actually needed to enable the simplified navigation, right, in some of those apps. So an admin had to go in and they needed to enable some of that stuff. So the simplified navigation is actually going to be enabled by default, which is great, right? So now we don't have to take that extra step. Now, according to the release notes, there will be a new control for the subject field on forms. This control will be available for out-of-the-box forms, but you can also add the control to any of your custom forms. This feature is part of the early release, so this is definitely something that you can try out. Now, the way that it works is you're going to have a search bar that comes up. You can kind of see that on my screenshot. And then you can start typing in the subject that you're looking for. So with this, it's going to allow us to search through the different hierarchies, so you don't have to go in there and expand every individual section to find that correct subject. So in order to add the control to a form, you're going to need to open that form, obviously, but it's going to be in the legacy form editor currently. And then you're going to open the subject field from the form. So when that field properties windows opens, you're going to click on the control tab in the top of the window, and then you're going to add the selection tree view control. And then obviously you got to save and publish your changes, and then that new control will be visible. So let me show you what this looks like, and then I'm going to show you how you can enable that. So let's go back here to the environments. So I have a case over here. So what I can do here is, obviously, if I'm looking for a particular subject, I might have to, with the old one, I had to like open up the correct tree and then find it, right? But we don't have to do that anymore. I can just start typing. So if I type in the letters MA, you can see here that information has MA in it, and then maintenance MA as well. And if I keep typing, right, now maintenance is showing, so I can just go ahead and select that. So I think this is great, right? This is so much easier now to select a subject. Now let's talk about how to enable that. So you're going to go to your case form in that legacy form editor, and then you're going to go ahead and open up that subject field. I'm going to click on controls, and you can see here, this is that control that I added already. So let me show you how I did that. So this is that selection tree view control. You want to click on that. You want to click add. Make sure you enable that for the web and or phone or tablet, and then you're going to click OK, and that is it. That's how you can enable this behavior. There's also a couple of updates to the universal resource scheduling experience in Dynamics 365 customer service. So people who are familiar with Dynamics 365 field service will definitely appreciate this, as in this release, the new schedule board, which we are very used to in Dynamics 365 field service, will be set as a default schedule board, right, in Dynamics 365 customer service. So obviously, if you need to revert back to the legacy schedule board, you can just go ahead and toggle that slider on that top right of the screen, right, to turn off the new schedule board. And customer service will also have access to requirement groups, which allows us to create several requirements under a requirement group, and then you can perform this team scheduling or group scheduling, right? So this means if you have a requirement for 4 resources, you can very easily schedule them all at once. Now, at this particular time, this wasn't available yet in my early access instance, but this is going to be added in the next couple of weeks. We're going to get some updates to the early access feature. So this is definitely going to be in there before this goes GA in October. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. I'm going to go back here to the schedule board. So here it is, right? Here's that toggle. I can just go ahead and turn this off if that's something that I wanted to do, or I can just use the schedule board here in scheduling for customer service. Now, prior to this release, the service scheduling and IoT management were only available in the Customer Service Hub app of Dynamics 365 Customer Service. So in this release, these features will also be available in a Customer Workspace app, or maybe I should say these tables, right? You'll notice that the service calendar, service activities, IoT alerts, and customer assets are now available when you click on the Add Tab button on the top of the screen. Now, keep in mind, the service calendar is not the same as the schedule board. So again, let me show you that as well. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go here to my customer service workspace. I'm going to click here on Add Tab. And as you can see, here are my IoT alerts, my customer assets, my service activities, and scheduling. And if you're not sure what the difference is between the service calendar and the schedule board, this is what that service calendar looks like. Let me just give it a second here, right? So this is not exactly the same as the schedule board. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss another video again. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everybody.